Is a live interactive show that I run every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Each week, I teach one clear marketing strategy that you can actually use in your business. Everything I share on this show comes with practical tools, downloadables, all inside our brand new space called the Strategy Lab. I'm giving you step-by-step guides, checklists, everything you need to implement every single strategy that I'm sharing here. And you can come and get inside for free with a free 7-day trial, and then come say hi, drop in the comments that you're here with me live. If you're on the replay, give me a hashtag replay, and I will see you in a second. Hello, welcome to the Marketing Strategy Show. Cordelia here, really excited to get stuck in on today's session with you guys. So look, if you're tuning in for the first time, this is the Marketing Strategy Show. I am live every Tuesday at 11 to bring you another strategy. If you're new here, hey, I'm Cordelia Kate, and today I'm going to help you create polished, on-brand images in 5 minutes using Gemini. You're going to walk away with a simple brand kit that you can reuse over and over again so that your visuals look instantly recognizable and like they belong to your business. And you're going to stop losing hours on Canva in the Canva rabbit hole, tweaking and second guessing every single post and pixel. And that is what we're going to do today. It's not about being a designer. It's about being consistent, fast, and having a strategy, having a method, having a system. I flipping love a system. I find that when we systemize things and we create a process, God, this is years in business. I'm now a systems and processes person. But honestly, when we have a system and we have a process in place, it makes everything so much easier to execute. And so what I'm going to give you today is a system that you can use. And of course, just so that you know, everything that I create off today, you can take notes, you can scribble, you can follow along live, you can catch the replay, pause play, just to make sure that you're getting everything. But if you want a downloadable where you can follow every single step of this process really simply and easily, because it's all written down for you in a step-by-step way, come and join the Strategy Lab. It is a new school community that I've put together where I am essentially creating off the back of every episode of the strategy show a downloadable for you to take, follow along and grab my ChatGPT prompts and anything that I'm using, any links to things, resources that I mentioned, they're all inside the Strategy Lab, and you can jump in on a free trial so you can get today's for free. If you want to hang around, if you're like, this is cool, I like this, it's $4 a month. $4 a month. What's not to love? And if you are watching on your phone, then I'm going to get you a link and drop it in the chat. Speaking of the chat, if you're here with me live, drop me a hello. Let me know that you're here. How are you doing today? It's Tuesday. It's like the second day of 2026. Are you in the full swing of things? Are you awake yet? I feel like I'm awake today. Yesterday, I was like, oh, I'm still waking up from Christmas. Today, I'm like, yes, it's go time. So let me know how you're feeling. Drop it in the chat. I've just popped the link to that school community in the chat for you as well. Come and join us. It'd be awesome to have you in there. And like I say, all the resources from this episode and every other episode are inside that community by the close of play on show day. And it is show day today. So it'll be close of play this afternoon. And it'll be in there. Okay, so, hey, Emily. I can see Emily is here with me live. Who else is here? Let me know. Drop a comment in the chat. If you're watching from my personal profile on Facebook, for some reason, it doesn't show me the comments. How rude, Mark Zuckerberg. How rude. Bane of my life is the Facebook personal profile API thingy. What's it? No, I've just popped over to see if there is anyone that feels alone, but there isn't. So it's good. Okay, so that is what we're covering today. Let me know if this resonates. I love Canva. I love it. Like, I think I was born to be a designer, but I didn't go into design. I went into marketing instead. I just flipping love it. I could spend all day tweaking and fiddling with things. But the problem is I'm so busy. I am really got a lot on my plate with 4 kids and 2 businesses and so many clients and teaching sessions, I don't have time to be tweaking things. And actually, it gets frustrating after a while because you create a design and you spend ages tweaking it. And then you're like, oh, it still doesn't look right. There's still something not quite right about it. And it can be hours of your day gone just tweaking and twiddling with Canva posts. Now, that was just life until AI promised us image creation, and then that came along. And then my life became hours and hours and hours of trying to get this thing to produce something that was actually on brand and that didn't look weird. Like it didn't have too many fingers and toes, or it didn't have weird words written on it. Okay, we've come a way further now. We got all the fingers and toes, and we've usually got the spelling right, which is great. The outputs from AI are improving. But it's still really difficult to create something that doesn't just look like generic AI prompts. Generic AI imagery that is just looking a bit like stock photos and isn't very on brand. And the couple of things that I found really difficult about this is, number one, we either get too specific on what our branding looks like in the prompt, and then now it's always spitting out, in my case, it's always spitting out brick walls with graffiti sprayed all over them. Like, okay, I mean, that's nice for the odd image, but for every single image, I think we're taking it a bit too far. Or there's always smoke flares everywhere, or it's always pink on black. And, we don't get the variety because it's just spitting up the same thing over and over again. So I have spent a long time playing around with building branding prompts that I can plug into an image creator, such as the ChatGPT. The new image creator is great on ChatGPT, or there's Sora 2. You can do images on Sora. There's Gemini Nano Banana. We're doing Nano Banana today. I love Gemini. I actually realized that because we've got a Google account for our business email and all the rest of it, we just have Gemini as well, the pro version. So I'm like, oh, cool. Well, that's a nice little perk. So I discovered that, and I've since been playing with it a lot. And it's really, really good. And so what I'm going to give you today is not just a way in which you can create images, but I'm going to give you a way in which you can create your own branding aesthetic guide that you can then plug into every single prompt that you use to create images, so that every single image comes out on brand with your branding and your business. And by the way, what do I mean by on brand? Well, your business has a personality. And if it doesn't yet, we need to get it one, because every business should have a personality. We want to personify your business so that people can relate to it. So we give it a personality. We decide what its values are. We decide what, its beliefs are, what it stands for, what it cares about. Nike does this really well. Nike, you know what Nike believes in. It voices its opinion on Black Lives Matter and certain things that it feels strongly about. It's part of its branding, in the sense that it's demonstrating its personality and its beliefs, and what makes us human are those things, and that's what stands us out from each other. So having a brand for your business is making it stand out from every other business. If you are a gardener, your branding is the thing that makes you stand out from every other gardener on the internet. And the internet is a key word there, because when we are putting our business on the internet and we are trying to market it and get it seen and adopted by other people online, what we are trying to do is take the offline business version of ourselves and how we do things and how we operate, and represent it on a web page or in images or on a Instagram page with all the little squares of all your posts. And you really want this stuff that you're putting out to represent that personality that you have personified your business with, because that is going to enable you to be just as effective online as you are offline, when you go to events and you talk to people and you connect with people and you have real conversations. So what we want to identify our brand and our branding by going, okay, well, how am I going to represent that personality online? And that's where you can think of things like color psychology. Blue can be calming and pink, I don't know, there's different meanings for different colors, and there's different vibes that different fonts give you, and there's different words you might use. And so the Rebellious business brand is all like, you know, bam, like smoke and, you know, a bit of graffiti and a bit like going against the grain, being a bit, you might have a picture of the odd person with the odd mohawk, you know, like a slight bit of anarchy going on, but not completely, you know, we're not chaining ourselves to planes. That's not what it's about. But we're going against the grain. We're really being ourselves, and we're being quite fun and punchy with it. And so we start to design that branding. What we want to do then is represent that in images. I don't want my images to be a corporate looking man in a suit at a networking event. Our networking event imagery for Rebellious Business needs to be like people in funky clothing just having a good time, like just enjoying themselves, rather than it looking like a corporate gig, because we're kind of anti-corporate, right? So when you know what your brand is, the personality, I'm going to call your brand is basically like translation, the personality of your business. That's what it means. So when you've defined what the personality of your business is, and you are then putting stuff out that represents that, this is where it can then take ages on Canva, because we're creating posts and they've got to be, you know, the right vibe and the right feel. But what we also want to do is create uniformity. So you don't create like 100 shades of pink, or 50 shades of gray. You have your shade of gray or your shade of pink. And that is what you stick with, because that, okay, is just a color that represents a vibe or whatever. But we want to also have it so that that brand is recognizable. So everywhere you go, it's got the same vibe. It's like if I saw you on the street, I'd know that you're you. And I saw you in the supermarket, I know that you're you, because you are the same kind of person. Whereas if you suddenly dyed your hair and started wearing a dress, or started wearing like something completely that you wouldn't normally wear, and you, I don't know, started painting your face green like you're out of Wicked or something, I might not recognize you at first glance. So I'm like, oh, is that you? God, you look so different. We don't want people to feel that way about our brand, our business online. We want instant recognition. Like, oh yeah, that's Rebellious Business. I recognize that. That's Rebellious Business. And so you'll find every time you see a post from Nike, for instance, maybe you don't 100% know because the Nike tick isn't on there, but you're like, that looks like a Nike post. That looks like the kind of thing Nike would post. And then you look and you're like, oh yeah, that is a Nike post. Okay, cool. So we want that brand recognition. The way we create that is through having the same uniform color hex codes. And if you don't know what hex code is, it is the code that gives you the exact shade of pink or gray or blue or whatever your brand color is, so that we have that same thing. So you'll see if I just click to this just real quick, that is the Rebellious shade of pink. It's the same shade of pink every time, right? Every single time. If I pop this up, I know it's the same background picture, but it's the same pink. It's the same teal everywhere as well. And it's the Cordelia cake colouring, because that's where it originally comes from, because I spawned Rebellious Business. So branding wise, once you've done that, you'll probably end up with some kind of social media account, whether it's Instagram, Facebook business page, your website. I want you to think about which area of the internet do I have that fully represents me the most. And the reason why I say that is because if you go and have a look at our Instagram on Rebellious, it doesn't represent the aesthetic of our brand the most, because it's just a load of reels. And so it doesn't have that branding on there. It does in video format. So if people are watching the video and they'll be feeling and getting a vibe of it, but it doesn't represent our branding visually. Let me show you what I mean. And the reason why this is important is what we're going to do is we're going to take a screenshot of somewhere we have got a very good representation of what our branding looks like. And we're going to take that screenshot and we're going to plug it in to the prompt I'm going to give you. And that's going to give you your brand aesthetic. So you want to think about, where have you got that representation best? Where have you nailed it? Let me just share. Okay. So for instance, I could come here to YouTube and I could have a look at these. I could, here is a kind of good representation of my branding, in the sense that there's a baby there, so it shows I'm a mum. There's some pink, but there isn't really much else. It's kind of you're not going to be the best representation. I could come to Instagram and have a look at my profile, or rebellious. Oh, hello. Let's get rid of the dot. The dot isn't supposed to be there. Excuse me if you hear me sniffing. I do apologize. Right. I could come to Instagram and you can see, okay, we've got a couple of posts that could be considered on brand. Do I personally feel like that is, if I was to screenshot that, let's zoom out. Do I feel like that is a good representation? It's okay. I know I've got better, but that's okay. Like maybe this section here is a good representation of my branding. So I want you to have a think about, where do you currently represent your brand the best online? It could be your TikTok account, it could be your business page, it could be your Instagram profile, it could be your website. If I go to the Rebellious Business website, for instance, that could be a really good place. It's really nice branding on here. And we could take a screenshot of this. And what we're going to do is we're going to use it to create a brand aesthetic guide. So once you've identified where you have been visually representing the personality of your business the best, I want you to come to ChatGPT and use this command that I'm going to give you. Which is, I want you to describe the aesthetic of this brand. Oh, can you see? Hang on, share this tab instead. There we go. Right, you can now see it. I want you to describe the aesthetic of this brand in the form of a prompt. Do not describe the people, only the vibe, the tone, and the style, and keep it as brief as possible, refraining from adding attention to detail on specific images or words. We just want to encapsulate the overall style, tone, and vibe. Now, do you know what? This is really important, because when the thing that I discovered was holding me back from creating really good brand images was having too much detail, mentioning the smoke, or mentioning the bricks, or mentioning the graffiti, or mentioning the fact that there was a woman with brown hair, or whatever it was then adding way too much detail, and it was forcing the output to hone in on that detail, which caused a lack of variety in my image outputs. And that's why when I say on this, we want it to be really brief and we want to exclude that detail. So I've got a screenshot of the Rebellious Business business page, because I feel like that one, in fact, I wonder if I can open it and show you. Yeah, I feel like this gives a real good kind of encapsulation. Is that a word? I like that word. Encapsulation, darling, of our branding, as much as I could get in a screenshot, with the pinks and just the general vibe is what I'm looking for. It's fun. We've got, silly imagery. We've got, we've got all the things in here, I reckon. So I've screenshotted that. You could give it a few different things. So I could also give it the website one that I just got, which is that one, and give it a couple, right? So you could do that. And you just essentially want to give it a bit of a Pinterest board so that it can get a real good overall kind of vibe. You cannot just give it one image, because it's not going to get enough off of one image to, and when I say one image, if we click on this, like if I just gave it this one, this spotlight launch sold out image, or not another lecture, it's not got enough context to be able to get an overall scope of the vibe of this brand. It's going to be too specific in terms of it being like, oh, you always have to use emojis and it's only black and pink and white. And that's kind of all it's got to go off. It doesn't have much else to go off. So we want to give it as many things as we can to give it a kind of good scope of what this brand vibe is. And then the output it's going to give me is going to be, it's not going to be too detailed. It's going to be quite brief. And that is what we want. Now, normally when I'm using commands to create copy or to create most things, my commands are very long and they're very detailed, and they are, they're often like a page or two, and they really are very detailed. But when it comes to images, you actually want to leave a lot of that detail out because it is just going to skew your output. Okay, so this is what we've got. So we are going to now use this as an aesthetic guide to get it to adjust any kind of type of image to make sure it is incorporating that brand vibe. Yeah, so we're gonna insert that into another prompt. But my recommendation is keep this and save it somewhere and use it all the time. This you can just use for any image or video that you want. And you could do this, for instance, if you saw, let's go to, I'm just going to copy this. Let's go to, it's a bit dangerous to go to Google Images, isn't it? You never know what's going. Let's go to Pinterest. Oh, we're on Rachel Hollis. I used to be a huge fan of hers. Okay, so let's say we were like, oh, really, really love this for my business. Really love this for my business. This is a really great post. Like, I would love to make that on brand for me and share it for my social media postings or whatever, or my own Pinterest. You could screenshot that and then pop that into Gemini. There's probably some copyright issues here that I'm going to get myself into, but I'm just showing you an idea. All right, just make sure that you do your due diligence. I'm not going to use this image, and you're going to make sure that you do your due diligence to ensure that every output you create is, you have the right to use it. Okay, I'm not telling you to do this, but this is just an idea for how you can get something similar. Right, so we've got I'm gonna write with this brand aesthetic guide that I've given it. Take the attached photo and recreate it so it's on brand and in alignment with the guide given to you below. Let's see what it does. So whilst we're waiting for that, and by the way, this is Gemini and I'm using Nano Banana, and I have made sure that I've got Pro selected because that creates the best pictures. I love Nano Banana Pro. I haven't fully compared it to other things. This is not a comparison tool. Oh, bummer. I need to remember that when I move tab, I need to press the button. So here is where I have inputted it. This is the caption that I put in. So I've put, take the attached photo and recreate it so it's on brand and in alignment with the guide given to you below. I said beamed, but it will understand. And then I've just pasted the brand aesthetic guide that we created earlier. And here is what it's made. Oh my God, I actually love it. I mean, it's not like... Oh, I need Caroline to see this. It's not like, it's not the kind of thing that we would actually post. So I don't know if the brand aesthetic guide is working really badly here. We'll find out when we get some actual copy and use it in a minute. But I love that. Ways to reuse everyday shit. Join the rebellion, visit site. I mean, you can see that because our branding, it's like anti-corporate, etc. And I've got a picture here that it's off niche, like it's completely off topic. I think I've confused the life out of it because it's got anti-corporate AF. Chaos is good. I think because I've picked a recycling image, I've completely confused the prompt because it's trying to put energetic, anti-corporate, community first. It's trying to put all of that into a recycling post, and it doesn't quite fit the bill. So let's see how this works with an actual piece of copy. And that's what I'm supposed to be showing you. So that's one thing that you can do, though, is if you see things on Pinterest or you see a post, let's say there's something trending on Facebook or Instagram, and you're like, oh, I really like this trending post. I really want to do this for my business. I really want to create this for branding. Instead of getting it into Canva and changing the images, you could just drop it into Gemini with your brand aesthetic, that guide that we've created, and it'll reproduce it, hopefully not as awfully as it just did that one with this reusing everyday shit. Okay, so what we're going to do next is I'm going to go and let's create a new chat. And I'm going to grab a piece of copy that I've got here. Live demos do terrify me a little bit because I'm like, oh God, please don't be awful. Okay, let's go full. Right, so I've got this piece of copy. This is from a post that I put out over Christmas about emerging from the Twixmas fog. And the purpose of it is promotional. So I'm promoting Rebellious Business's Nab a Client Challenge, which started yesterday. And so what I want to do is create an image to go with this piece of copy. And this is really where the value is for you guys. Like, we have so many promo emails that just don't get put out to social media because, quite honestly, I don't have time to go and figure out, oh God, what image could I create on Canva that would be good and go with this post? It's just a time suck that I would find the time for and dedicate to if social media was a good place to put that much of my attention in terms of posting the promotions, because the reality is we get most of our sales from email anyway. So it's a nice to have to then put them on social. We might get one or two over from social, and that's great, but most come from email. So I can't justify prioritizing the time to go and spend hours on Canva to create graphics to go with this copy that may or may not be seen by the right person on socials, until I got this system and I discovered this. So here is a prompt that I'm going to use. And if I paste it here, with reference to the following brand aesthetic guide, I want you to come up with an idea for a square image to accompany the following copy to post on social media. The priorities are to match the brand, grab attention, and stop someone who would be perfect for this post in the scroll. Aspect ratio square. Why does it say brand? Don't know. I think I might have just said brand so much that I'm just adding it. Aspect ratio square. Okay, so then we've got the copy is down there, so I can get rid of that placeholder. And aesthetic guide. Where is my aesthetic guide? I'm going to get one I made earlier. Is that cheating? No, let's use the one that we were using. Let me go expand menu. Oh, it'll be in my... If you haven't got copy clip, if you're using a map and you don't have copy clip, by the way, it's amazing. It records like the last 100 things you've copied, so you can come back and grab it. Here we go. This was the aesthetic guide. Let's paste that there. Okay, so it's got the prompt, the aesthetic guide, and the copy. We are on Nana and Pro, submit. And let's see what that creates. In the meantime, let me come and check in with the chat. Is anyone with me live? Only Emily today. Come on, guys, drop a comment. Let me know that you're here. It would be really awesome to chat with you. And also, if you have any questions as we go through this, let me know. This is going to be edited into an episode that will then be posted on the YouTube channel and also on podcast. We're launching the podcast this month, which is super exciting. But I'm here with you live, and this is the fun part where I get to chat with you guys in the chat. So please do let me know if you are here. Right. Okay. This is great. All right. Now a client starts Monday. One decision, 1 week, one strategy. Strategy. One decision, 1 week, one strategy. Get it booked. Start. So the copy, just to give you the nutshell, what the copy was saying is that, like, are you emerging from the Twixmas fog yet? You know, it's a weird time where we're kind of getting back into work mode. And maybe you've had this thought like, oh my God, it's January. I need clients. What's my plan? Feeling that kind of anxiety rising, then nab a client in your diary for next week. So nab a client is a challenge that we run, which was where we teach a different client getting strategy every month. We do it in the format of a 5-day challenge, which is really fun, high energy, and also means that you can, as a collective, as a group, just come and get involved with that and tick off your money producing activities. You haven't got, oh God, what am I going to promote this month? Like what's my launch going to be this month? Like, you just come and do that with us, and money producing activities ticked off. And so the idea was that anyone in that Twixmas fog, they can get their money producing activities ticked off without having to do a load of work, because it's in the diary, done, sorted, that they're just going to come along to nab a client next week and get that bit done, you know? And so that was the point of the post. So then if we have a look at this, is it now, I would say it's too busy straight off the bat. Brain on leftovers, need clients. One decision, there's too much going on here. It might stop the scroll in the sense that it makes me read, or it could do the opposite and make people completely avoid it because it's a headache to decode what it's trying to say. I love this though. Man with a remote and some Pringles and some mince pies and Quality Street all round his head. That's great. That is a good Twixmas fog. And I like the overall vibe. The overall vibe has done what it's supposed to do, and that is deliver our branding. It's done that very well. So all I might do is say, love this. Keep the style and aesthetic. Does that mean the same thing? Can I spell that? No, I can't. Aesthetic. It's all right. It'll understand what I'm saying. Keep the style and aesthetic the same, but make it less busy and prioritize. I'm live with you, right? So if I would probably sit here and go tell it what to remove, but I might just go remove some wording. Prioritizing. God, I can't bloody type today. Prioritizing, hooking people into reading. Oh, I've missed a step out. Okay, I've missed a step out. I've got a way for us to improve this. Bollocks. I've missed a step out, a really important step. This is going to make a big difference. Okay, so I'll just cut this bit out on the edit. Okay, so changing gears, everybody. We're just going to quickly pretend this step didn't happen. Once we've got, let me open up ChatGPT. Yeah, this is a really important step that makes the difference. Okay, share this tab instead. Once we've got the brand aesthetic guide down and we've got a piece of copy that we want to use, what we're going to do is grab this prompt here that I'll just paste into here for you and read it to you. With reference to the following brand aesthetic guide, I want you to come up with an idea for a square image to accompany the following copy to post on social media. The priorities are to match the brand, grab attention, and stop someone who would be perfect for this post. Right. And then I would just add a guardrail in here. You are outputting this in the form of a prompt to feed into an AI image generator. Bloody hell, Cordelia. Right, okay. Then we get the aesthetic guide. Which is going to be in copy clip because we used it earlier. If you haven't got Copy Clip, I really recommend it. It's flipping awesome. Remembers the last 100 things you copy. I know I already said that, but we're redoing this segment. And then, okay, we've got the guide, and then I've got a piece of copy that I'm going to paste in here. And the copy was about Twixmas and that slump in between Christmas and New Year, and that being a very good reason why somebody needs to come and join our NABA Client Challenge, which is about getting your money producing activities done for the year ahead. So let's put that in there. And what that's going to do is write me a prompt. So you can just check to see, are you happy with the idea? So the visual concept, a modern minimal post-holiday brain reboot graphic with a playful nod to Twixmas, fog and January. Love that it's got hex codes in here for imagery. That's great. So I'm just going to pretend I've read that. That's looking awesome. I'm happy with the idea. And really the best way for you to see if you're happy with the idea is to just go ahead and like plug it in and see what the output's like. So hopefully this is going to be a bit less busy. Let's choose Nano Banana and put it in Pro and then press submit. We're in Gemini now. We've moved over from ChatGPT because we could do do you know what? Now ChatGPT's got a new image creator. Let's also plug it in here and see which one we prefer. Why not? Why the devil not? Okay. That is creating an image there. And then over on Gemini, if I share this tab, I've just plugged the prompt into Gemini and you can see, okay, that is so much better. Would you agree? Let me know in the comments if you agree that that is better. Now, I prefer the man with the stuff around his head, but that's fine. Like we can tweak and whatever. But in terms of it producing an image that is on brand, and that is attention grabbing and isn't giving me a headache, because the other one, let me just get the other one up just so that you can compare. The other one was this. I really love the vibe of this though. And you can have a play around. Like maybe I should get Gemini to create the image idea and then get Gemini to then use that image idea. But I can also tell it, like, you know, I could download this now and then upload it into here. If I download that as well, I can upload them both and tell it to basically edit this so that it's got the man in the fog instead of, or a better way to do that would be to put this man in the fog here and say, describe the man with the stuff floating around his head, and then edit the prompt of this one and get that into here. So you just have to have a fiddle around to get it to how you want it to be. But very quickly and very easily, you've got something that you could just post. Let me come over to ChatGPT and see. I mean, yeah, it's okay. I'm hating the cartoon brain melting personally, and you know, like a better to get a better output. What would have been a good idea is to give it a little bit more guidance on what you want it to look like. So if we come back to, where's it, social media post idea. If I come back to this and edit, okay, so we can go, I want the image to show someone, just voice thingy it. By the way, if you've got a Mac, you can press Control twice and it starts voice recording you, which is the most amazing thing I ever discovered. Testing. Maybe it doesn't when you are already live streaming. Okay, never mind. I want the image to show a man with Christmas related items plus a remote control, and quality street. I really like the quality street. Quality street floating around his head as he looks tired and seems to be waking up. Waking up. Right. That's going to create a different prompt. Oh, okay. That's going to create a different prompt. So I've added in that I want the image to show a man with Christmas-related items. I cannot spell, but it doesn't matter. This is the reason why I'm rubbish at spelling, is because you don't really need to when you're writing into ChatGPT, because it generally knows what you're on about. Christmas-related items plus a remote control and quality street floating around his head as he looks tired and seems to be waking up. And that's going to give me a different prompt. That's going to be, if there's any ideas that you've got in your head, add it in. Add in, like, this is kind of roughly what I'm thinking. And that detail is going to help us to create an even better output. Okay, so I'm back in Gemini. I'm going to pop that prompt in here, click on create image and send that in. I am also going to head over into ChatGPT, and because we are having fun testing Gemini versus ChatGPT today, we're going to drop that in here and see what that does. I love how quick it's got as well. Okay, this is lovely. Emerging from the Twixmas fog, remote in hand, quality street and brain. Like you might get it to like not have that if you want, but I don't mind that. It's fun. Emerging from the Twixmas fog. Yeah, that works. Let's see what ChatGPT's come up with. It's still working. It's still doing the thing. Here we go. It's emerging. Twixmas fog. Oh, I prefer this. Oh, this is better. I like this one. Okay. Well, ChatGPT 1, Gemini 0. I love that. That's my favorite one. That I'm like, yeah, that's the one. That's the badger. We're going to use that one. And so, yeah, so now I just have the image ready to go and I can post that post out. And so once you get that down and you've got copy and you've got your brand aesthetic guide, and you've also got the prompt to turn the copy and the aesthetic guide into an image prompt, it gets really easy to just create something brilliant very quickly. And that saves you a lot of time thinking. I love being creative. I love creating branded, what are they called? Like a slide deck for when I'm going to speak on stage or, do a presentation. I love all of that, but I just don't have time. And so, for instance, when we first started teaching, when I first taught this, it was actually at the Twixmas mop-up, which was a session that we did inside NAB a client, where I taught people how to create a 5-day campaign that then essentially is an email campaign that goes out on social media. To come up with 5 days of images to go with every single bloody bit of copy that you've written, it's just it will take a day. It quite easily take a day. And at the end of that day, the images you've created will quite easily look really shit and not be look like someone from, primary school or elementary school has used clip art and paint and created something on there. Like, I know that there are great Canva templates, and some of you are gifted when it comes to making things look brilliant, and others not so gifted at making things look brilliant. And that's just life, man. That is just like, I love it. I find it really easy and I really enjoy it. I know Caroline really struggles sometimes. Like, she spent 2-3 hours before Christmas doing her banner image for her Facebook personal profile. It's hard. It's so hard. So even if it just gives you an idea of something you could create on Canva, it's going to cut loads of time out for you. And then just having that image prompt so that you can transform the copy you're sending out as email posts, it's very easy for you then to just turn it into something for social media. that you don't have to spend a whole day or carve that time out. Because the reality is, for me, is it just won't happen. Like, we'll be like, oh, we've got this great email campaign. We could put it out on social media, but haven't got time to guide an assistant to create stuff, prioritize it because I don't know how fruitful it's going to be anyway, or set a day aside to create all the images for all of that stuff. So this is a great way to just cut all of that out and make it really, really quick. Okay, let's see what some of you guys are saying. Hey, I can see Sam is here. Oh yeah, we're all over the place. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're in all the places. But yeah, were you messaging on the personal one? For some reason, on my personal one, it doesn't show me the restream comments. I can see that Elaine's on personal. Hello. Yeah, it doesn't show me the comments, which is really annoying here on restream, unless you're on unless you're on the business page or on YouTube, then it does. Yes, this is awesome. The chat worked. Do you mean like the prompt worked? Or do you mean the chap at the end that we got surrounded by Twixmas stuff? Yeah, the last one feels more like you. Yeah. Yeah. The melting brain cartoon thing was a bit weird. Not gonna lie. But you just have to keep just tweak it, you know. And if you might find as you go, it's like you realize after you do something 10 times, and it keeps doing something again and again and again. And then you can go, oh, there must be something in the prompt that's restricting it to this. Like, what is it? Like, for instance, I build, one of the things that I do is I've got like an AI blog generator, and I can build an AI blog generator that essentially generates you loads of blog posts. And I built one for Amos over the weekend or over Christmas. I have no idea whether it was the weekend or not. It doesn't matter. We just had the Christmas period, but I built one for him. And I really it kept coming out with this number 69. So it was like, it was referring to these types of bikes that were a 69 frame and a 69 bike. And I was like, is there a bike that's a 69 bike? And he's like, no. And I realized that I had in the prompt, instead of tagging the keyword that it was supposed to be getting from somewhere, it had 69 written as the main keyword. And so it was stuffing everything with 69. And I was like, oh, for God's sake. So you need to go back and have a look at the prompt and be like, logically, why does this keep producing rainbows? Like, in there's a flipping rainbow in every single thing. Like, why is there always a rainbow? And you start to see patterns when you create more and more of them. So you just need to get in, you need to test your prompts, you need to wear them in and just see, is it, and this is when you come to systemize things, because what I would love for you to do with this is this becomes part of a system. It's like you use the same prompt every time that gets you a great output, and then you don't have to keep going into ChatGPT and be like, oh, well, what did I say last time? Oh yeah, let me go and find it, or let me reinvent it, or let me do it again. Like, don't do that. That's wild. That's absolutely wild. In fact, I've even got a whole prompt storage process and system that I'm going to walk you through at some point in this marketing strategy show series, where you can get your prompts that you're using all the time really quickly and really easily without keep looking for them and reinventing them and rewriting them and getting a different output. So test it, break it in, tweak it, make it produce even better results. See what happens if you add this word in, if you take this word out, what kind of results you're getting. And you just have to use it over and over again to just see what pattern you're getting from that. Is it doing rainbows in every single output? Is it making every single output have graffiti, smoke, and all the rest of it? Well, I can't check my notes because the iPad's died. I think that was everything I wanted to share with you today. Please do let me know if you have any questions. Pop them in the comments box. I would love to answer them. If you've got any better ideas, if you came up with a prompt that was fantastic and you want to share it with the community, please do share it. It would be really, really awesome to have your contribution as well. I'm not sat here pretending to be the expert of all these things. I'm just sharing what I'm learning as I go so that you can get the odd shortcut here and there, because honestly, some of these things have taken me hours to figure out. If you want to come and join us inside the Strategy Lab, it would be amazing to have you. The lab is free for your first week. And if you want to stay on, it's just $4 a month. And what I'm doing is putting all of the resources from every single episode. So from today's episode, for instance, you are going to get a step-by-step workflow of how to do this strategy alongside the prompts that you can copy and paste and use for yourself to get that brand aesthetic guide, and also then convert copy into an image prompt with the brand aesthetic guide. All of that's going to be there step by step for you to grab, along with all the step-by-step strategy guides from the previous episodes that we've done, and they're building up. We've done quite a few now. I say we've done quite a few. We've done about 5, I think. But, so every week we're building on it. And we've got stuff in there about social media marketing, stuff in there about creating images, creating podcast episodes, repurposing stuff, bit of blogging. There's all sorts in there, and there's loads coming. I've got guests coming on this show as well, where you can come and hear from other people some strategies that they want to share. Spoiler alert, we've got Kennedy from Email Marketing Heroes going to come and share a strategy with you on the show. I've got someone else in the pipeline for next week, maybe. Just need to finalize a couple of bits and pieces. So there's lots going on. It would be awesome to have you inside the community and to, have you as one of the founding members of this new thing, because it is a brand new show that isn't even on Spotify yet, but it's coming to Spotify soon. That's only just launched in terms of the community, and I'm just getting started, guys. I've got so much I want to share with you, and I've got loads of ideas for people I want to bring in to get them sharing great strategies with you too. So please come and join us in the Strategy Lab. It would be amazing to have you. I look forward to seeing you in there. And between now and next week, let me know how you get on with today's image creation. I will let you know what's happening next week inside the Strategy Lab. It's all in the calendar. And have a wonderful one. Lots of love. Speak to you soon. Adios. Ciao.